Hi everyone, we meet again. This time we will discuss Chapter 8, which is Export Custom Practice. Interesting, isn't it? As usual, before we dive in further, I would like to give you the chapter objectives. First, to understand the concept of value-added tax, VAT. Second, to understand some terms used under the Export Custom Office. Now, what is value-added tax or VAT? VAT is a type of consumption tax that is placed on a product whenever value is added at the stage of production and at final sale. Value-added tax or VAT is most often used in the European Union. The amount of value-added tax that the user pays is the cost of the product less any of the cost of materials used in the product that have already been taxed. The agreement on customs valuation requires customs to determine the value, which means the tax value, on the basis of the price paid or payable by the importer in the transaction that is being valued. So it is very important for the customs to get this information before they can determine the tax value. For example, when a television is built by a company in Europe, the manufacturer is charged a value-added tax on all of the suppliers they purchase from producing the television. Once the television reaches the shelves, the consumer who purchases it must pay the value-added tax that applies to him or her. A general tax that applies in principle to all commercial activities involving the production and distribution of goods and the provision of services. A consumption tax, because it is borne ultimately by the final consumer, it is not charged on businesses. So the consumer will bear the cost. Charged as a percentage of price, which means the actual tax burden is visible at each stage in the production and distribution chain. Just like in the case of television just now, production, manufacturing, and also distribution, even distributors. So it is visible. Okay. Just now, we discussed VAT from conceptual perspective. How about from individual perspective? How does it work? For VAT purposes, a taxable person is any individual, partnership, company, or whatever which supplies taxable goods and services in the course of business. These are the parties that will be taxed. However, if the annual turnover of this person, I use person to represent the parties, is less than a certain limit or the threshold, which differs according to the member state, the person does not have to charge VAT on their sales. So it depends, entirely depends on annual turnover. The VAT due on any sale is a percentage of the sale price, but from this, the taxable person is entitled to deduct all the tax already paid at the preceding stage. Therefore, double taxation is avoided and tax is paid only on the value added at each stage of production and distribution. In this way, as the final price of the product is equal to the sum of the values added at each preceding stage, the final VAT paid is made up of the sum of the VAT paid at each stage. One can't help but wonder, with many countries in this world, how about the custom system for each country? It is very difficult to charge the tax because of the country differences in terms of a currency, in terms of the systems and everything. So the framework works like this. There is one system called harmonized customs system. The Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System, popularly known as Harmonized System or HS, is a multi-purpose goods nomenclature used as the basis for customs tariff and for the compilation statistics all over the world. It's not just to categorize products, but using these systems, the country can know what type of products that flock into the countries, which products receive a high demand, or which products receive less demand. So it is very important for them to structure their trade policy to attract more goods coming in terms of FDIs later, and so on and so on. About 170 countries and economies use it for customs tariff and trade statistics. Over 98% of world trade. Governments, international organizations, and the private sector use the shares for many other purposes, such as internal taxes, trade policies, monitoring of controlled goods like prohibited goods like medicine, those kind of stuff that require special attention. Rules of origin, from which country, okay? With some countries they have a restriction for to certain countries, okay? Freight tariff, transport statistics, quota controls, just in case they want to implement a quota control for certain country. For examples, we have like sugar, for example. We have a quota for that. We have a certain limit of tons that can come into the country. Or economic research and analysis, like I said just now, to understand the progress of the country and everything. Okay, some examples of HS code. HS06, chapter HS2. Leaf trees and other plants, bulbs, roots, and the like, cut flowers and ornamental foliage. So the products that fall under this category will be categorized as HS06. HS0601 heading: bulbs, tubers, tuberous roots, culms, crowns, rhizomes, dormant, in growth or in flower, chicory plants, and roots other than roots of heading fall under HS1212. Okay, under the heading HS4. HS060110, subheading HS6. Bulbs, tubers, tuberous roots, culms. The codes are often written with period to separate chapter, heading and subheading. For instance, HS06.01.010 instead of HS060110. Periods are not used on this side. So whenever the country would like to determine, would like to understand the products that flock into the country, they can refer to these particular codes. So they can generate statistics on live trees and all the other plants. How many? What type of plants? What type of roots? What type of flowers? What type of ornamental foliage? Remember that some countries do export live flowers. Maybe not from a Malaysian perspective or Asian perspective, that might not be the case. But countries like Holland, Turkey, they export live flowers. It's a big industry. So they can generate those statistics for their own use. Okay. Thank you very much for your attention. And I strongly suggest that students or any other people who are interested in this particular subject to learn more about export management. Rest assured that it will be beneficial for you, for your future undertakings, and if you have a business, like I said just now, you can grow it to a bigger scale. Thank you very much.